Hey, welcome everybody. This is Sunday Bites and Tidbits After Dark, and we're here with Mike Dyer, and we are talking about his book, Woke. And right now, we're talking about the authentic connection cards that he created. And if you want to hear more about all of this, make sure you check out the YouTube show that we did on Sunday Bites and Tidbits, which was May the 23rd, that leads into all these After Dark segments. So, in our last one, we were talking about monogamy. This one, we're going to ask the question, what would you do if the person you were in love with revealed that they had a sex change 10 years prior to when you met?
I would have a problem with that.
Well, there's a trust thing going on.
You should have told me you had a vagina before.
But you said the thing is that you were in love with this person.
I don't care.
The person you were, you revealed the person you were in love with.
No.
So all of a sudden the sex changed and you changed.
You shouldn't have told. You should have told me that you had a vagina before. You should have told me that.
Okay, that's
in
your
the
answer.
beginning.
What about you? So, okay, and because you know what, this is interesting because a lot of straight heterosexual
Rachel
men,
had a penis, so
right. So now you're really, well, you're not really, but you're with someone who was a man. How do you feel?
Okay, here you go. What would you do if the person you were
read
in
it
love
again.
with?
We read it.
No, I need to read it for myself so I can answer present time. So it can be like present moment. What would you do if the person you were in love with revealed that they had a sex change 10 years before you met? The fact that I was in love with them. I assume that we must spend time together because when I fall in love with someone, I fall in love with them for who they are inside. So if they reveal that to me, I would, whatever made me fall in love with them, I would have to hold on to that.
But could you?
I would have to. I would have to. Otherwise, it would be surface. It would be unspiritual for me not to. If I say that I'm in love with you, and then all of a sudden you reveal something about yourself,
but
and
the
then
problem is you were in love with something else.
No, you're still in love with the same thing.
No.
Yep,
No,
because they had it before. They had the sex change before you even met them. So you fell in love with the same person that's in the room.
No.
The other person left and gone a long time ago.
No, maybe they didn't. Maybe the only thing they had was a sex change. That doesn't mean that they left the room a long time ago. No, maybe they are exactly who they are, but their organ changed.
Right, but he fell in love with that, who they are. Exactly.
But he did not know that this was the same.
Didn't know.
But the person is not changed.
Okay, you said answer the question.
Right.
For me, I want to know if you had a vagina first. Now you showing up with a penis. I want to know, did you have a vagina before? That's it. I want to know that.
Okay.
Well, I do too.
So
I think for me it would be more about a trust thing because when you hold something that big and when you don't give somebody the option.
Thank you. That's all I'm talking about.
You have to give me the option to decide.
Thank you.
Whether this is something that if I knew I would be okay with or not. You kept it away to the point of now I just got stuck in something because I fell in love.
I fell in love with
it doesn't mean that you've changed at all because who I fell in love with is the same person that's here outside of the fact that you held a big vital piece of information away.
You see, I think that what you guys are doing is what you're doing is okay, but I think you're not taking responsibility for the fact that you fell in love with that person for who they were. Now, without knowing their private parts or whatever.
But they're all of that, Mike.
But I'm looking at the fact is that you weren't in love with the person. Let's not say you were in love with that person. Then we have to change the whole thing. Because if I'm saying that I was in love with you, now I don't know what you guys what's your love thing or how when you're in love, what do you do? But if you're saying you were in love with that person, now if I said, well, I discovered you had a whatever before I wasn't. Well, let me just explain. Slow down. If I see somebody and I say, you know what, you're attractive, and then all of a sudden you tell me you had a sex change, I say, well, I'm not into that kind of deal. I want somebody who's born with that particular part. But if I say that I fell in love with you before I found out about your history 10 years ago, then I got to question myself. What made me fall in love with somebody who had a sex change?
But you didn't know that. So
I did know that. But what did I fall in love with then?
You fell in love with the person. You didn't fall in love with somebody. You said before. They didn't tell you this when you fell in love. If you were in love, revealed that they had a sex change. What would you do if the person you were in love with? So they tell you that immediately.
Right.
They told you after you fell in love with them.
Let me finish.
They told you this after the fact, after you already fell in love. So for me, it's more about honesty.
It
It's
is
like,
more
you
about
didn't,
honesty.
You did not sit me down and was honest. You did not give me an option. So now the trust issue, you start to go, okay, well, you weren't honest about that. What else could there be there? You brought your representative. When we talk about representative, your representative showed up to get what you want. Remember how we talked about that in the other segment? Your representative showed up so you can have what you wanted. What you could have done was to tell the truth and then let your representative show that way so that we can all make decisions based on what could work for us.
And are we not just a total of who we are in our past? We're all of that. Just because you had a sex change, you're still that person that had the penis. It doesn't mean that everything about you changed because you got rid of the penis. That's not true.
But
I'm with you. It's about being honest, and allow me to make the decision as to whether or not I want to. And what I fall in love with is what I'm thinking you are. I am thinking that you are a man.
Okay.
Period.
And on another note,
So you fell in love with the idea.
I fell in love with who you said you were.
Right. And I didn't have an option.
And I had no option.
I didn't have an option to make a decision based on, because when we meet people, we don't know all of their past.
No, we don't.
We don't know a whole lot of stuff about them. And then we fall in love with them. We don't know a whole lot of stuff about them. They tell us what they want us to know. And eventually, as years go by, you realize the whole family's crazy and they psychopath and people are buried in the basement.
You got me.
However, if I knew that somebody's family was kind of cuckoo and everybody ended up in the psych ward, I might want to know that beforehand. But you show up like you're all together, and I'm buying into that piece, and then slowly but surely you reveal
you're
that
misled.
You were misled.
You fall in love with somebody that misled you.
And that's it.
They didn't represent who they were.
For me, it's less about,
honesty.
I fell in love. It's just really about, you didn't give me an option.
Right.
So now I don't know where.
And what else would you keep from me or lie about?
Because,
cool.
yeah.
So you don't belong in that. I got you.
Right.
Cool. Good.
That's a good question.
That's a good question. But anyway, so that's another one of our questions. And we have Mike here. We're doing a series of a few of his questions from his cards that you can get on Etsy.
Mm-hmm. Etsy.
Excuse me.
What was that?
I don't know. I felt drunk for a moment. For Etsy, if you're getting ready to get in a relationship, even want a relationship with yourself, these are good cards for you to sit down and answer for yourself.
Read another question. They're so
I am, but we're going to be right back. I'm just going to do short segments because people don't
got it.
on YouTube.
Okay.
They watch stuff for 2 seconds and then they moved on. So thank you. We'll see you again.
Peace.
Bye-bye. Peace.